Hey everyone, it's Ariel. Welcome back to my channel. As I'm sure you've already seen by the title, I tried rice water on my natural hair every week for 4 weeks straight. I feel like if you're watching this right now, you've probably already at least heard of rice water, or maybe you've even tried it out for yourself, but some of you might not know what rice water even is. So first things first, what is rice water and where does it even come from? So rice water treatments first started in Japan in the Heian period from 794 to 1185 AD, where the court ladies of Japan engaged in what they call yusuru, which is their daily practice of combing their hair using rinsed water from rice. So this Japanese method is the one that I'll be using in this video, but there is also a Chinese version of rice water, and their rice water treatment generally includes it being either boiled or fermented, as well as also having a couple extra things added to it like fruit peels or oils from seeds. So it is just a slightly different method and slightly different recipe, but I am choosing to do the Japanese method today. Although once you guys watch this video, you'll have to let me know if you want me to try the other version as well, because I think it could be interesting. So that is what rice water is. That is kind of where it first started and where it comes from. And then of course the internet and social media got their hands on it, and now it's been a trend for the last few years. So many people have raved about how amazing rice water is for your hair and all these benefits that it's supposed to have. But I of course wanted to actually put it to the test and see, is it just a trend? Is it just another buzzword? Or does it actually have all these positive effects on your hair? So that is what I did. I put it to the test for 4 weeks and documented the results. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you do, and now let's get into it. Alright you guys, welcome to week 1. This is officially the start of this rice water journey. So of course we have to make the rice water before we do anything. I have all my ingredients here. This process does take about an hour. So yeah, these are my ingredients, and yeah, it's basically just rice and water. It's very simple. So I have here half a cup of rice. This is rinsed rice. So to do that, all you have to do is just run it under some distilled water or filtered water. So I did that already. And then I have 2 cups of distilled water here. This is the rice I'm using. This is jasmine rice, but you can use any rice, whether it's white, brown, basmati, it really doesn't matter. And then I also have a jar, of course, to put it in after. So yeah, let's just get started. Put the rice into here. This might get a little bit messy. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but it's okay. We'll get there.
A few minutes later.
Okay, then I'm gonna add my 2 cups of distilled water. And I'm gonna give it a shake just to kind of mix it up gently. That should be good enough. So that's our rice water. Super simple. From here, all we have to do is just let this sit for about an hour. You can let it sit for up to 24 hours, depending on the potency that you want it to have. But from what I've read, an hour is more than enough. So while this is sitting, I did want to share a couple of things that I learned while I was researching rice water. One is that there is an ingredient in rice water called inositol, which is said to have a strengthening effect and also to promote cell growth. And number 2 is that rice is primarily made of starch, and the starchy water that is left after soaking or cooking rice contains several vitamins and minerals that are great for hair, like vitamins A, B, C, and E, as well as fiber, magnesium, phosphorus, and zinc, to name a few. So clearly there's a lot of great natural ingredients in here that are really good for our hair, and we are going to find out if they actually do anything, if it actually works. So yeah, let's just let this sit, and then the next step will be to actually try it out. Okay you guys, it has officially been 1 hour, so now we are going to just strain the rice from the water because I really only want the water. So before applying the rice water, here is a quick before shot of my untreated hair before I apply any rice water. This is how it looks on pretty much any given day before I'm about to wash my hair. It just gives you a quick comparison if you do want to come back to this point throughout the video. Once you've seen how my hair looks after the rice water, you can kind of come back and see how it looked before. So I am currently in the shower now, and I have my rice water here ready to use. I'm gonna open it up. It smells kind of strong, but that's okay. So I did just finish shampooing my hair, and the rice water is supposed to be used on freshly clean, freshly washed hair. So this basically replaces conditioner essentially. What I'm gonna do now is just rinse my hair with this and then dry it and style it as I normally would, and that is kind of all we have to do. So it's the moment of truth. I'm nervous. It doesn't smell very good. Let's just go for it. As you guys can see, it was kind of awkward and cold to apply. I totally missed my hair. Oh, it's cold. It was especially weird with this first application because this was my first time ever using rice water on my hair. It was just really hard to figure out the pour method and like how to properly disperse it into my hair. And I did actually try to change things up a bit with the application in week 2, but I'll just let you guys see what happened when we get there. Now you are supposed to massage it into your scalp a little bit and into your hair. And the reason why I'm massaging it into my scalp here is because rice water does have benefits for your hair, of course, but it also has benefits for your scalp as well. And once I feel like I've kind of massaged it in enough, you're supposed to let it sit for 20 minutes to up to an hour. I'm just gonna start with 20 minutes since this is my first time using it. And again, I really don't know what to expect with this. So since this was week 1, I was obviously very excited to see the results. So after letting the rice water sit in my hair for about 20 minutes, I rinsed it out with cool water, and now it's time to style my hair. I have now rinsed out the rice water from my hair. I just have it in a t-shirt now, but let's take it out. Okay, my hair does feel very soft. I don't know if it feels like fully hydrated, but it does feel soft. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my normal products in, and I feel like once my hair is fully styled, then I'll be able to really see like what exactly it did to my hair. So yeah, first styling. And while I was filming this, I did want to focus mainly on the rice water because obviously that was the primary objective of this video. But just in case anyone's wondering, these are the 2 products I used throughout the 4 weeks to style my hair. And Jackie's Quench Leave-In Conditioner and Talia Wajid Curly Curl Cream. These are both just very hydrating, very moisturizing products, which my hair desperately needs always. And they also are really good for preventing frizz and getting curl definition. And I just used these same 2 products throughout the entire 4 weeks. And of course, water, always a staple. Did I spray you, buddy? Sorry about that. Oops. I have to say, it is kind of crazy that I'm getting through my hair so easily right now. Like, without using any conditioner. It's kind of odd. Normally I have to use a ton of conditioner for my hair to even feel slightly hydrated, if not a deep conditioner. My hair is so chronically dry. So I'm already kind of impressed. Alright you guys, so all my product is in. I finished styling my hair as I normally would when I'm wearing it curly. So I'm gonna let my hair air dry from here, but so far it does feel very soft. And other than that, I don't really feel or see any like real change or difference in my hair. But I do feel like there's only so much you can tell when your hair's wet. So I am gonna wait until my hair's dry so we can actually see, is there any difference in my hair right away, or is it gonna take more than just 1 application to see results. So yeah, I'm just gonna let my hair air dry and I will see you guys in a few hours. So it is now the next day and my hair is obviously fully dry. These are the results after the first rice water treatment. And I gotta be honest with you guys, yesterday when I first saw my hair and it was still drying, I was like, it feels soft, but it doesn't feel drastically different. Like I didn't notice any real changes in my hair. But as it started to dry more and more, and now that like it's the next day and I've kind of like restyled my hair and I can see fully how it looks, I'm actually really happy with these results. It still feels very soft and very just fluffy and light. And the biggest thing I noticed was this morning when I went to restyle my hair, it was so much more manageable and easier to restyle. Like normally I have to put more product in and like really work to get it to look how it did the day before when I first styled my hair. But today I kind of just like took it down and it just looked like the same as it did yesterday. So I was very impressed by that and surprised. Like this is all just from the rice water treatment without using conditioner. Like this is kind of crazy. So I would say so far I'm very happy with the results. I don't have any complaints about the rice water so far. Now, one more thing I wanted to do, which is maybe the biggest part of this whole video, taking measurements. Because I really want to see if my hair grows at all in these next 4 weeks, which will be recorded, by the way, at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned. That's about 11 inches. I don't have a mirror, so I can't see very good, but I'll put it on the screen, whatever it is. I think it's 11 inches. And with all of that said, that pretty much wraps up week 1. By the way, if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like the video if you're enjoying it. So now let's move straight into week 2, where of course we have to start with our recipe. So it has now been a week since the first application, and like I alluded to the day after week 1's application, my hair did feel a lot more manageable and easier to style. Throughout the week, I didn't see any really major differences at all, but my hair still felt good overall. It definitely didn't feel worse in any way. The only thing I really did notice was that my scalp was really itchy, and that could happen on any other week depending on like what products I use, what I'm doing to my scalp. It sometimes just happens. It could be a number of different things, but that was definitely something that I noticed, and I did have a suspicion that it might have been because of the rice water. And with that said, I did want to see if a new application process would help with the itchy scalp, which is why I decided to use a spray bottle this week. Alright everybody, it is week 2 of using rice water on my hair. So of course I have my rice water here ready to go, and I'm going to be using a spray bottle this time. So we'll see how this goes. But before I do anything, I need to shampoo my hair. So there we go. Hair is now ready to be rice watered. So applying the rice water with a spray bottle was a tip that I saw online just to make the application process a little bit easier. So I figured I would try it this way and just see if it is indeed easier, which so far it is much easier. And while I'm doing this, I also wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the benefits of rice water. And I will start that by saying that there is no scientific evidence that it makes your hair grow or does any of these benefits that I'm about to tell you. But that doesn't really mean much, because for a scientist to actually study rice water, they would have to have a really good reason, and it's really just a DIY hair treatment, so it doesn't make sense for them to get funding. And with that said, several studies have reported the following benefits: stimulating hair growth, strengthening hair, increasing shine, detangling and smoothing hair, increasing hair's elasticity, and also sealing the cuticle, which helps to reduce surface friction. It's also said to help remove dandruff, as well as just increase the hair's overall vitality and appearance. Those are the main benefits I've seen online, but I'm sure there's more that I'm missing. It's said to do so many different things, but I'm hoping with that long list that I will get to experience at least some of the benefits. This is going a lot faster and a lot easier than it did last week. I'm gonna take some time to really make sure I focus it on my scalp, on every area. So at this point, I was just excited to keep going and see what happens in week 2. Again, very excited about the new application method. And as you guys can see, the spray bottles seem to be working pretty well for me. Can't forget to massage it into my scalp. Tie my hair up, and now to let it sit for 20 minutes. I will be back. So I finished applying, and then 20 minutes later, I rinsed out the rice water yet again with cold water. But week 2 did take a little bit of a turn from here. I wasn't quite as happy as I thought I was. Just finished rinsing the rice water out of my hair, and so far, I'm not really liking how it's feeling. It's feeling a little bit dry, a little bit brittle. It's not a good sign, but I'm just gonna apply my products and hopefully I can get my hair to feel better than it does right now. I can already feel that my hair doesn't feel as detangled and like soft as it did last week, so I'm very interested to see how my hair looks when it's dry. Okay, so products are in, and now from here I'm just gonna let my hair air dry, same as I did last week, and I will come back and show you guys the finished results once it's dry, and let's hope for the best. My hair felt a lot better after applying the products and like styling my hair, but it still felt more dry than last week, and there was also slightly more frizz in my hair overall. But even once it dried, it just felt more dry, more tangly, less hydrated. I still had some fairly good definition in my hair, but it definitely wasn't like week 1's results. Now, to be fair, at this point, I hadn't used conditioner on my hair in 2 weeks, which is insane. And my scalp did still feel a little bit itchy, but not nearly as bad as week 1. It is week 3, you guys. I'm excited to show you my results, but before we actually get into making and applying the rice water yet again, we are gonna cut to past Ariel from week 3 to give us a real-time update on how it's going. Oh, hey. That was kind of awkward. Can you tell us how it's going over there in week 3?
Sure thing, future Ariel. First of all, it just started raining outside, so now I'm getting poured on. But first of all, I have some bad news.
Okay, what is it?
Last week I used the spray bottle method, and I thought this method was going to work way better than the pour method.
So far, it is much easier.
But there's been a change of plans.
Oh, so why didn't the spray bottle method work?
Well, Ariel from future, allow me to explain while I continue to get rained on. The spray bottle method is a lot easier and a lot less messy because you can apply it anywhere. You don't need to be in the shower. And you can also direct the spray into certain areas of your hair and scalp, meaning you can get a more precise application. However, the pour method has its own benefits. The pour method ensures more even distribution and absorption by my hair because I am pouring the full amount of rice water over top of my hair and scalp, meaning I'm putting a bigger amount on my hair. Does that make sense? Basically, with the spray bottle method, even though I was able to direct the spray, I feel like the rice water more so just stayed on top of my hair in a layer rather than being fully absorbed into my hair. But I need to make sure you guys have all the facts. So those are the facts. That is my plan.
Okay, well, I guess we have the facts and we're going back to the pour method.
Yeah, we're going with the pour method.
Without further ado, let's get into week 3. You guys know the drill. Let's make some rice water. So now here we are a week after week 2's application, and throughout the week the few things that I noticed were that my hair felt really strong, smooth, and shiny, and it even felt a little bit thicker. Overall, I was feeling really happy and optimistic about the first 2 weeks of this experiment, and I was just really excited to jump into week 3. Alright, you guys, I have rinsed the rice water out of my hair. Now it's time to see how my hair looks after week 3's application. Oh, it feels soft. I think this might be the best it's felt, like right off the bat, especially compared to last week. It feels really good today, so let's get to styling. First, of course, water. And then I'm just going in with the same 2 products. Should section it, probably. Yeah, my hair definitely feels better this time. Like my fingers are actually running through it. By the way, this is again without using conditioner for 3 weeks now. That's crazy. Another thing I'm noticing, and I don't know if I'm just imagining this or if it's actually happening, but my hair feels longer. Like it feels like it grew. and I don't know if you guys remember, but in week 1 I measured my hair, and I haven't measured it since then, but I'm very excited to see next week if my hair did grow at all, because it honestly does feel longer, and I'm like, what? Okay, the leave-in conditioner is in. Now I'm just gonna put a bit of curl cream. Okay, last product is in. You guys, my hair feels so good, so hydrated. It feels thoroughly conditioned, and I still can't get over it. Week 3 was seriously shocking for me. I had almost no frizz. My hair felt so soft, so hydrated, and I came away feeling like the application method really made all the difference. So yeah, my hair was feeling the best that it has in this whole experiment. But once it dried, I did start to get a little bit nervous that I might have protein overload. As you can see, my curls are a little bit looser than they normally are, and they almost had like a limp feeling to them. But overall, still feeling very soft, very healthy, and also very shiny.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
So week 4 now, and before applying for a final time, this is how my hair is looking 1 week after my week 3 application. Again, my hair is feeling soft, healthy, and strong, and overall I'm still very happy with how it feels. Something interesting is that my scalp actually felt really good this week. I didn't notice any itching at all, so I'm thinking that the itchiness just came from not rinsing thoroughly, especially on week 1. So very glad that that went away with just a nice thorough rinsing. So now I thought I'd give an update on my protein overload theory situation. Protein overload is less about having too much protein in your hair, but more so it's about a lack of moisture. And so the lack of moisture is actually what can cause your hair to feel dry and brittle and potentially cause it to break off a lot more easily. So it's really important to make sure that your hair is getting a proper balance between protein and moisture. That will prevent protein overload. But the thing with my hair last week is that it still felt really good and really hydrated. It just had a little bit of like a lack of bounce, I guess. So I started to feel better when I read that. But the second important thing is that if you have low porosity hair, using a really protein rich treatment like rice water can actually cause protein buildup on your hair, because the protein will sit on top of your hair rather than being absorbed into your hair. But that's for low porosity hair, and my hair is actually very highly porous, so that shouldn't really be an issue for me. So after reading all this stuff, I don't think my hair had protein overload. I think it could eventually lead to that if maybe I was using the rice water more often, or I did it for a long period of time. And I think this is also why some people recommend to use a deep conditioner after you're doing the rice water rinse, to make sure that you get that added layer of conditioning and hydration. And I thought about doing this, but I didn't want to skew the results at all, because if I use a deep conditioner, then it's hard to say what the rice water did and what the deep conditioner did. So I think I would try it this way in the future just to see if it makes any difference. But another thing is that if I'm using a leave-in conditioner, which I have been doing every single week to style my hair, that's gonna give me another layer of moisture. So I feel like I'm pretty good, I'm safe, especially because I have still been getting good results. So the whole protein moisture balance is definitely something good and important to keep in mind. But for week 4, I'm just gonna go with the same exact steps that I've been doing, and hopefully I will still get good results. Very excited for this last week's application. Again, stay tuned for the final measurements, but for now, let's just get right to it and apply some rice water. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but the application process in the shower is so cold. Okay guys, rice water is rinsed out. These are the results, let's see. Okay, so far my hair feels really good. Yeah, it feels soft, feels hydrated again. It feels very similar to last week. And I feel like last week, tied with week 1, were some of my best results so far. So I'm happy, no complaints. So now, of course, I just have to move on to styling. And before I do, another important thing I forgot to mention is that this also counts as moisture. Water. Ow. Water is moisture. So this mixed with my leave-in conditioner, which does say on here, moisture intensive leave-in conditioner, tied with my hydrating curl cream, I think counts as enough conditioning and hydrating and moisture for my hair to not get protein overload. So I'm not really worried about that anymore. So if I didn't have protein overload, then what might have caused my curls to feel like they were looser than normal? I came up with a theory for this. The rice water actually has done a good job of closing my cuticle and like really sealing my hair strands back together. And because of that, I don't have really any frizz at all. Like last week, I was shocked how little frizz there was in my hair. That's like something that I try so hard to get rid of, and there's almost always like a certain amount of frizz in my hair no matter what I do. But I think because of that lack of frizz and because my hair cuticle is so sealed, I think that's the reason why my hair didn't feel as poofy and as thick and as like coarse, because really it's all just sealed and nicely kind of laying flat. Something else I noticed is that I did lose a lot of hair in the shower, like a scary amount actually. But I realized that I haven't like properly detangled my hair in a while, and so I just gently detangled it with my fingers, and I think that was actually like 3 or 4 weeks, I guess, worth of like shedding that was kind of just like stuck in my hair. So I feel like my hair needed that, and even though it looked scary at the time, it kind of makes sense. Here's a little bit more after putting that leave-in conditioner in. That's pretty normal. Just looking at my hair right now, I feel like, again, really good results. I'm very excited to see how it looks when it's dry. Okay, products are all in. So far, my hair feels kind of the same as it did last week, which is a good thing. I feel like there's hardly any frizz. It feels very hydrated, but also like really weightless and soft. I feel like this is as much as I could ask for or expect. I mean, look at the lack of frizz. It's crazy. So as usual from here, I'm just gonna let my hair air dry, and then I will of course come back once it's dry in a few hours and show you guys the results. So once my hair was dry, it did feel good. I will say though, it didn't feel as good as it did when it was wet. I feel like the wow factor kind of like wears off a bit after it's done drying, but I think I'll cut back and let you hear my immediate impressions after letting it dry.
One eternity later.
All right, you guys, my hair is now dry. I feel like it did dry with a bit more frizz than I was anticipating, just based off of how it looked when it was wet, but I still feel like these are good results. Not quite as good as last week. I still have lots of curl definition, and my curl pattern feels more like how it normally does. I don't know if it feels like particularly better than normal or worse. It just kind of feels like it feels good. It feels soft, but it's not like drastically different than just like a regular wash day. I'm kind of happy because that means that my hair definitely doesn't have protein overload. I definitely haven't overdone it with the rice water, especially being that it is week 4. I was a little bit nervous, like, okay, this week there's a potential that I might damage my hair this week. So I'm glad that that doesn't look to be the case, and I am fairly happy with these results. Now there is one more thing that we have to get to the bottom of, the moment we have all been waiting for. Did this rice water make my hair grow? Let's see. 12 inches? Wait. So my hair grew from 11 inches to 12 inches. That is 12 inches. I'm kind of shocked right now. On average, our hair usually grows at about ½ an inch per month. So if that's the case for me, then that means that my hair grew twice as fast as the normal rate in this 4-week span. So there you have it, guys. Those are my 4-week results. I still can't believe my hair actually grew 1 whole inch. How crazy is that? Overall, I think I had a lot of mixed feelings. On week 1, I was really happy with the results. Week 2, things kind of went a little bit downhill. Still not sure how much of that was because of the application, but definitely wasn't as happy with the results on week 2. Week 3, I still had some mixed feelings as well, even just within that week alone, but I was probably the happiest with my results on week 3. My hair felt really smooth, really soft, shiny, strong. It had almost no frizz. And then week 4, I feel like was kind of neutral. I felt like I had pretty good results, but nothing like amazing. But the thing I'm definitely most shocked by after week 4 and after this whole experiment in general is my hair growth. I mean, my hair really grew 1 inch. That's crazy. But it was definitely a fun experiment to try. It was a long 4 weeks. And this video took a lot of work. So if you guys enjoyed it, please share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Hit the like button. Also leave a comment, share your feedback with me. Let me know if you've tried rice water for yourself. That would be interesting to know. Or if you're gonna try it now after watching this video. And let me know if you guys want me to try the Chinese rice water method. I feel like the Japanese method that I used in this video was a more simple recipe. So I think it could be interesting to try a different method and just see what the differences are. Maybe try using a deep conditioner after and see if that makes any difference. Would love to know what you guys think on that. And one last thing, make sure that you guys also check out my podcast, Real Ones, where I will most likely be talking about this whole rice water experiment in more detail. Well, not in more detail, but kind of sharing the more like personal side of it and like bits that weren't in the video. So yeah, definitely come hang out with me there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.